You got to come into the picture.
Hi, everybody. I'm Deacon Dave.
I'm Layperson Lisa.
Welcome to the
Dunamis Debbie.
Welcome to
Welcome
the
to
Deacon Dave and Layperson Lisa show
with
featuring
Dunamis Debbie.
It's been a while.
We're rusty.
Yeah, I guess our
And we
faces-
just walked 2 miles.
Exactly.
We're really dark.
Yeah, we are. So
But you
maybe
can see the sunset.
There, you can see us.
Right. How's that? I mean, I could get a little closer.
Sunset over Venice.
Yeah, we just came back from a 3-hour cooking class where
Yeah.
we learned how to make tiramisu
Yeah.
and pasta.
And spinach and ricotta ravioli.
Yeah. which
And we
is-
handmade it all.
Yes.
and then we ate it,
Then we ate it.
and it was actually good.
Yeah, very good.
We had Mass at St. Mark's, right? The
Yes.
Evangelist
Yes.
today.
Yes.
Yep.
And we wore white, although
Yeah,
it said
but it should
red
have been
because
red
he's
because
a
he's
martyr.
a martyr. He got dragged through Alexandria, as noted on a previous podcast.
Yes, so by Lisa, of course. So
St. Mark the Evangelist, who is the same relic that we have in the St. Clair altar.
Yes.
that's exactly right. So why don't y'all tell everybody about what happened at the airport in Norfolk when we were leaving on Monday.
Today's Wednesday.
So we were doing
Thank you,
our
Lisa.
normal communication, talking about Jesus, God, ministry, St. Clair, the whole 9 yards. And there was a guy next to us, and he says, "Can I ask you a question?" And I'm like, "Sure." He's like, "Do you guys still prohibit people to take Holy Communion if they need an annulment?" And I said, "Well," because I wanted to be extremely charitable and pastoral, I said, "You can actually get with your priest and go over that. And there may be a chance that, you can obtain a disposition from your priest." I didn't want to say that, maybe, there's a lack of form and the annulment process would be very simple. And he said that he had signed up for the Hallow app and did the whole Lenten Hallow app. And I said, "Well, you going to Mass?" And he said, "No." I said, "Oh, well, you need to go to Mass." And he says, "Well, I thought the whole reason was to get communion, receive the Eucharist." I said, "Oh, no, the church is all about community, and you need to go and be with the community."
Yeah.
Is that pretty much,
yeah.
is that all the details?
And so in my homily today at St. Mark's, I talked about the fact that sometimes, God uses us to produce miracles or bring other people back.
Right.
And that sometimes our part is just a little part. And so this guy was on his way back. I don't think we did anything to discourage him. Lisa?
Oh no, I was just gonna say he said, I overheard you guys talking about your faith, and I really admire that.
Oh, yes.
And so
yes.
that's how I think he kind of felt like
Felt
maybe the
comfortable.
nudge of the Holy Spirit
Yes.
to reach out and talk to us.
Right. We felt like it was truly an actual grace moment where he was getting a nudge, and we were being nudged to share with him and encourage him to come back to his faith.
Yeah, and then it turns out he lives in Tucson, where my
Oh,
family
yeah.
lives, and we talked about that. And he knew the church that I used to go to, and 2 of the churches that I used to go to. So that's pretty cool, and I think that kind of made him feel pretty comfortable too, in that sense as well.
Can you
So
come over into the picture, Lisa?
I think
We didn't want to block the
the
thing.
sun.
Block the sun.
Also, he was just at Langley visiting his son
His
and
grandchildren.
grandchildren.
Yep.
And then we met a couple from Canada today.
Oh,
At the
right.
cooking class.
Yeah, and he had a bunch of tattoos. They were both Catholic.
Right, and he says, "Oh, do you say they're all Christian?"
Yes,
No,
they're all religious. He said they're all
says, "Yeah,
religious."
but they're all religious. Look, this is the Holy Spirit. This is the Rosary. This is the gates of heaven.
Sacred Heart of Jesus.
Sacred Heart of Jesus.
Roses.
Roses." And I said, "Oh, are you Catholic?" And he said, "Yeah." And so here we are again, using that actual grace moment and that nudge from Christ to.
It's interesting because he's been dating the woman
Oh, right.
for 10 years
10 years.
and hasn't asked her to marry him
And she's
yet.
not too pleased about
She
that.
gave him a look. It's like, okay, so I'm
She's
not
ready.
sure. I'm not sure what he's waiting
Yeah.
Oh,
on.
he said it's very soon, is what he said. But he says they're both trying to save money so they can purchase a house because the cost of living in Canada, they're from Toronto,
Yes,
Yep.
very high price.
is like for a small house is $1.5 million.
Yeah,
It's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Which
crazy.
is just wow.
Yeah, so we saw Saint Simeon
Saint,
yesterday.
yes.
And we saw the Church of St. Lucy, although we should have gone to that today, and we forgot to do
yeah.
that.
To do that.
We probably could have done that. And
We went to St. Stephen.
yep, St. Steve.
We went
Saint
to
Marco and Saint Theodore.
That's where we celebrated Mass in the
Yes.
chapel at San Marco.
Shout out to my grandson, Theo.
Yeah, and also the church was originally dedicated to Saint Theodore
It was
and his
the
relics.
original saint
Of Venice, and then I don't know. I guess Saint Marco, or I guess Saint Mark, the evangelist, kind of
Trumped him a little
trumped
bit.
him with seniority.
Hey, you wrote a
hierarchy.
gospel.
So yeah,
Getting moved
We'll
up.
give it to you.
so he got moved
Oh,
up.
let's
I
maybe.
want them to see
The sun.
the
Oh,
sunset.
it's gone.
And but there's also the beautiful. It's very tranquil. When we got here yesterday, it was
cloudy
cloudy and a little bit rainy.
Here's a canal.
Yes, there's the canal.
They
It's not
lead
the
to-
Grand Canal.
No, these lead to the Adriatic Sea.
Right. So across the
Yes.
way there is not part of the island of Venice. And if you look over there, you might see the traffic. That's the one road that leads from the island over to the mainland.
And then show them this, where all the taxi boats
And the
Yeah.
bus. That's
and
the bus station.
and drops everybody off.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. I mean, it's everything you hear. It's
Venice is a very busy city.
It's
Yes.
very old.
It's very, yeah. When they say it's modern, they're talking 200 years ago.
Exactly.
Yes, but it's over 1,000 years old, and this whole area was a swamp, and they actually brought the dirt and the
Romans brought in
sand and
piles
the
of wood.
wood
Yep.
to create this habitat for
And the wood petrified and turned into stone,
Yes,
which is the foundation of Venice.
all the buildings.
Yes.
Them Romans were pretty smart.
They're very smart with the aqueducts and
Everything. And then when
the sewers. They already got They have like ancient sewers.
when they got the rest of the utilities, they actually laid them in the ground and then filled them with dirt. Because I would imagine it was underwater,
Yeah.
or I'm not sure, but the high water table, as you can see.
It's said that there's how many islands?
It looks like
118.
180 or 118 islands that
other,
make
yeah.
up Venice.
And it looks like a fish.
And it looks like a fish. And there's 431 bridges that connect all the different
I was
islands.
making a fish face, sorry.
Oh,
What was the fish face? Okay.
okay, Lise.
She's laughing at herself again, people. But no, that's good. So yeah, it's there's probably numerous spiritual lessons, and I think the readings today we talked about the fact that we need to
Rejoice in the goodness of the Lord.
yes, amongst other things, even when we're struggling,
Yes.
right? Even when things aren't
Oh,
going
right.
well.
We have
Yes.
to love God, appreciate God, and thank Him for His blessings, even in the struggles
Yeah, because we've been given the greatest blessing in His Son Jesus Christ, and so
and eternal salvation.
yeah, I think a lot of times we think that we're chosen or we're preferred if things go well, but the reality of it is we're already chosen and preferred, no matter what's happening in our lives, and God has something He can do with even the most difficult of circumstances.
Well, yeah, because you mentioned the story of how somebody said that they're blessed after sharing a positive outcome.
Right.
But like our blessings aren't based on our outcome. It's like you said, it comes from
That's better.
From God. Debbie's worried about my shirt.
wardrobe
Yeah.
malfunction.
Yeah, I would call it a malfunction. I mean, she could have waited till after the podcast was over.
Well,
But,
now they get to see your shirt straight. so.
that's just the way it goes. Anything else, ladies?
We're just excited. Tomorrow we're heading to
Padua.
and Chia and
Milan.
Milan.
Chio, not Chia.
Shia.
Chio.
Shio?
S-C-H-I-O.
Oh, I thought it was A.
That's where
Shia.
Josephine Bakita is at.
Yes.
And then
What?
we're also going to see St. Anthony of Padua.
Padua.
Yes, and
then-
Saint Luke,
Who's in Milan?
Saint Ambrose, the baptismal font where Saint Augustine is baptized,
Lisa's.
Saint Joseph Cafasio,
See, I wouldn't have known any of that.
Saint Dominic Savio, who is Monsignor's patron saint. He died when he was 12.
Wow.
John Bosco, Father John Bosco, and
Wow, we're going to see all those saints.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, she knows it all. Let's get a little closer
we'll
so they
be-
can see
we'll
our
be
faces.
saintly.
Come on in, Lisa. I'm Deacon Dave.
Layperson Lisa.
I'm Dunamis Debbie.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.